Nitya Gaur Hari Bol. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Paribrajagacharya Ashtotar Sat Shri Srimad His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Paribrajagacharya Ashtotar Sat Shri Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada Ki. Ananta Koti Vaishnav Bhakta Vrinda Ki. Namacharya Haridas Thakur Ki. प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवास आदि गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरिराज गोवर्धन की वृंदावन धाम की मथुरा धाम की मायापुर नवद्वीप धाम की जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की गंगा माई की यमुना माई की तुलसी देवी की भक्ति देवी की हरिनाम संकीर्तन की सामवेद गौर भक्त वृंद की गौर प्रेमानंदे. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga. Srila Prabhupada ki. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 19, title King Prithu's 100 Horse Sacrifices. Verse 11. Charamena svamedhena Charamena svamedhena Yajamane yajuspatim Yajamane yajuspatim Vaine yagya pasum spardhan Vaine yagya pasum spardhan Apovahati rohitaha Apovahati rohitaha Charamena svamedhena Yajamane yajuspatim Vaine yagya pasum spardhan Apovahati rohitaha Charamena svamedhena Yajamane yajuspatim Vaine yagya pasum spardhan Charamena svamedhena Yajamane yajuspatim Vaine yagya pasum spardhan Apovahati rohitaha Charamena svamedhena Yajamane yajuspatim Vaine yagya pasum spardhan Apovahati rohitaha. Mataji's. Charamena svamedhena Yajamane yajuspatim Vaine yagya pasum spardhan Apovahati rohitaha Charamena svamedhena Yajamane yajuspatim Vaine yagya pasum spardhan Apovahati rohitaha charamena svamedhena yajamane yajuspatim vaine yagya pasam spardhan apovahati rohitaha. Word for word translation. Please. Charamena svamedhena vaine yagya pasam spardhan apovahati rohitaha. Word for word translation. Charamena, by the last one. Aswamedhena, by the Aswamedha sacrifice. Yajamane, when he was performing the sacrifice. Yajupatim, for the satisfaction of the Lord of Yagya Vishnu. Vainye, the son of King Vena. Yagyapasum, the animal meant to sacrifice in the yagya. Spardhan, being envious. Apovaha, stole. Tirohitaha, being invisible. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. Translation. When Prithu Maharaj was performing the last horse sacrifice, Aswamedha Yagya, King Indra, invisible to everyone, stole the horse intended for sacrifice. He did this because of his great envy of King Prithu. Om Ajnanaatimirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Uta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsa Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagara Lalita Shri Visakhanvitamsa. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyassa Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So thank you everyone for coming to this Bhagavatam class today. I would like to pray to everyone that you forgive me if I do any mistakes and feel free to correct me. This is my first Bhagavatam class. So I'm just simply trying to play a role of a parrot, just whatever I've heard from the Sastras and my Gurus, just trying to present that as best as possible. So I hope you pray for me. So often in life, we have bad days. We feel like we have bad days. Sometimes we miss the bus. Sometimes we miss some mission of our assignment. Sometimes we leave our laundry outside and then it starts to rain. And we consider those days bad days, right? But our Shastras, they teach us what exactly a bad day is. So Narad Muni says, who is a pure devotee of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, as we all know, he says in his Narad Bhakti Sutra, Taddinam Durdinam Manne Mega Chanam Na Durdinam Yaddinam Krishna Samlapa Kathapi Usavarjitam, which means that we may think like a rainy day is a bad day or a cloudy day is a bad day, sun is covered and that is a bad day. But actually the day when we don't do Krishna Katha, that is a bad day. So congratulations everyone, you're having a good day today. So yeah, we should know, like Srimad Bhagavatam is the ocean of nectar, and we need to dive into the ocean of nectar every single day. Prabhupada says, even in Srimad Bhagavatam it is mentioned that whoever has a pure heart, they can truly understand what Srimad Bhagavatam is trying to say. Pure heart means like without duplicity, without all the unearthas that we see in Indradev in this verse. Yeah. So there was few points that I mentioned about that I wrote about Srimad Bhagavatam that I want to talk about. Srimad Bhagavatam is that ocean of nectar we're meant to dive in deeply, as I said. But we are so busy in our material activities that we just float on the top of the ocean, and we are attacked by sharks and whatever's on the top, like crocodiles and stuff, little things, the unearthas that we have, and the threefold miseries, they attack us all the time. But if we really need to find the treasure, the deep jewels, we need to really dive deep into Srimad Bhagavatam and not just skim through it on the top. So if we float on the top of the ocean, we find the threefold miseries as sharks and crocodiles, and the 6 unearthas that we have, we find that as well there. But if we want to get off these miseries, these unearthas, we want to dive into the nectar of Srimad Bhagavatam. So today's verse. So we know the context of what's been happening. Prithu Maharaj is the son of Vena, who was not the greatest king. The rishis, they churned Vena's body, and Prithu Maharaj came out. And surprisingly, he's a good king, and he's also the Saktyavis avatar of the Lord, which means that Supreme Personality of Godhead has empowered him. So he's trying to perform 100 horse sacrifices, and on this verse he's actually performing the 100th one. So he's already done the 99, now he's on the 100th. But as we know that Indra was observing him, and he was in a bit of a bad mood, envy, like, oh, this guy's going to do this, and my position might go, because it is said in the Shastras that if you do 100 sacrifices, horse sacrifices, you are eligible to become Indra. Indra did the same thing, and that's why he's in that position. Actually, the Indra position it's not a name actually, it's just a position. It means that he is the king of the heavens. Anyone can become Indra. But in the Shastras, it is mentioned that he is only like the Indra is only allowed to rule in one manvantara. After that, Indra's change. So Prithu Maharaj is trying to do the horse sacrifices for the welfare of the citizens, of course, and to please the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Even though he is a Saktyavish avatar, he's a pure devotee of the Lord. So whatever he does is please the Supreme Personality of Godhead. As Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Bhoktaram yagya tapasam sarva loka maheswaram suridam sarva bhutanam gyatva mam santim richati, which translation is a person in full Krishna consciousness, a person in full consciousness of me, knowing me to be the ultimate beneficiary of all sacrifices and austerities, the supreme lord of all planets and demigods, and the benefactor and well-wisher of all living entities, attains peace from the pangs of material miseries. So from this we can understand that whatever we do in life, so from this what we can understand is whatever we do in our life, it has to be performed for the happiness, for the satisfaction of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, because he is the enjoyer of all the yagyas that we do, all the sacrifices that we do. In the context of someone, let's say, who's not Krishna conscious fully, they go to work 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, and then whenever Friday hits, they're like, wow, okay, Friday's here. Saturday and Sunday, and Friday evening, we enjoy, right? All the sacrifices that I've done from Monday to Friday is for this enjoyment. They think they're enjoying themselves, but 1 day, 2 days they enjoy, and the 3rd day, maybe on the Sunday, they're like, oh, I'm so beat, I can't do anything now. I just need to sleep. And then they don't do whatever's left. They have some work, they won't be able to do that, because they think they're the enjoyer. But as opposed to someone who's a Krishna conscious person, he goes to work, he comes back, he thinks all the results are for Krishna. You know, whatever I'm doing right now, everything belongs to me because the result is coming, but the result is for Krishna. During the process, we think, yeah, everything depends on me. If I don't do this correctly, something bad will happen. I have to do this correctly. But when the results come, we give that to Krishna. We are not attached to Krishna, the results. So, Prithu Maharaj, like we said, is a pure devotee of the Lord. And so he was empowered with Palana Sakti, which means power to rule or maintain, to govern and protect the citizens, and ensure righteous rule and maintain order in society. Now let's talk about Indra's envy. As we've heard before as well, I'm sure most of us have heard Indra's pastime, the Govardhan pastime, where he was a bit envious of Lord Shri Krishna. So let's see Indra's position, right? He's the king of the heavens. He's always in opulence, right, here and there. And his position is always being attacked, either by demons or by other people. So he's always in that constant fear, oh, my position might go, I have to do something, I have to always be on top of this. I have to always look at things. If someone is doing something and trying to take my position away, I have to intercept. Because he's thinking he's the controller, he's the enjoyer, right? But in these moments, he forgets that he's given that position by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It is not by his own doing. Even though he did the 100 Aswamedha Yagyas to get there, like without Krishna's sanction, he would not have got there. So just like we, sometimes when we are working, we forget that Krishna is the enjoyer, and we try to relish ourselves. We try to dwell in sense gratification. Let's say, for example, eating, or like sleeping extra, or anything else. Like we tend to think we are the enjoyers, but if we dwell that mentality to say, okay, Krishna is the enjoyer, I am not the enjoyer. Whatever I do is for Krishna, and I enjoy in His service. I enjoy in the pure devotional service that Srila Prabhupada says that we should do, and our elders say that we should do, the Shastras say that we should do. That's when I'll enjoy. If we think like that, then that's the real happiness that we get. So, Prithu Maharaj is performing the sacrifice, and Indra's a little bit, he's very envious actually. So as we all know, we have 6 unearthers being a soul. We are same as Krishna in quality, Sachidananda Vigraha, which means eternally bliss and full of knowledge, blissful and full of knowledge. But since we are in this material world and covered by our senses, we have these 6 unearthas that are Kama, Lobha, Moha, Mada and Matsarya. Lust, anger, greed, illusion, madness, and envy. So this envy is on the top actually. So it starts from lust. We have some lusty desires. It could be the lusty desires that we know, that we talk about. Or it could just be, okay, I want this and that. Simple things. Those things are also considered lust, right? But if these wishes are not fulfilled, anger arises. And after anger, we have greed. And after that, we are illusioned and we are maddened. And ultimately, we are very envious. Envy simply means to stop someone else's progress. Like we see someone else in a greater position than us, or having more opulence than us, and we think, okay, this guy or this girl should not deserve this. I should deserve this. And we try to stop them from advancing. That is what envy is. And so all of these unearthas before envy can be used for Krishna's service. Like we can have desires to, serve Krishna the best in our position that we can. Anger, like we hear all the time, Hanumanji was really angry, and he used that anger in Lord Ram's service. Lobe, we can have lobe of like, if we see someone else chanting really early in the morning, or reading really nicely, or doing service really nicely, we can have a lobe of, okay, when will I do that? And we can have a lobe of, oh, when will I attain the abode of Supreme Personality of Godhead? And illusion, I'm actually not sure how we can use illusion in Krishna's service. But envy is one thing that we cannot use in Krishna's service, because it does not exist in the Supreme, in the spiritual world. There's one verse in Bhagavad Gita, sorry. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Kama Esa Krodha Esa Rajoguna Samudbhava Mahas Mahasano Maha Papa Papma Vidya Enam Iha Vairinam. The translation is, Supreme Personality of Godhead said, it is lost only Arjuna, which is born of contact with the material mode of passion, and later transformed into wrath, anger, and which is the all-devouring sinful enemy of this world. So yeah, when we are in contact with this material creation, our love for Krishna is hidden. In all of our hearts we have immense love for Krishna, but since being in contact with this material universe for time immemorial, we have been here for so long, we forget that we actually love Krishna, and our real happiness is in loving Krishna in pure devotional service. So in other words, the sense of love of God becomes transformed into lust here, because as we know that this material world is a perverted reflection of the spiritual world, right? So whatever we have here, it's existed there as well, except for envy, and everything is in pure form there, but everything here is perverted. It's different, so to speak. Prabhupada also mentions that lust can never be satisfied. So however much we try to satisfy our lust, it will only grow. It will never be satisfied. And if it's not satisfied, it will turn into something else, and it will create even more havoc, like what Indra is trying to do, right? There's also one example of, what examples do you think there's like of envy in Bhagavatam? Can anyone say? Nalakuvir and Manigri. Well, it's not exactly envy, but it's unearthers. Like they are in lust, and being the sons of Kuver, who is the, he's the source of the opulence. They are so maddened in that oh, I'm a son of a rich dad. I can do whatever I want. I've got this place where in Kailash, right? He's in Kailash. In the gardens they are, and just enjoying. They forget that Narad Muni is there, and then they just keep enjoying, and they sort of disrespect Narad Muni's presence there. That gives them, like they're committing a sin basically, and then they have to be born as a tree. Right? So if we give into our lust, and what happens is we are blinded basically. We are blinded. Our senses are already weak, and when we give in to lust, we are blinded, just like Indra. So in Krishna's Leela, there's one demon. What was the name of the serpent? Kaliya. So Kaliya demon is actually representing envy, right? And we see that Krishna kills all other demons, but he doesn't kill Kaliya, because Kaliya's, this one saying, I don't know if this is true, but Prabhuji, correct me if I'm wrong. Kaliya's wives were really chaste, and they prayed to Krishna that please don't kill my king. That's why he was not killed, and he was actually eradicated, so to speak. He was taken away from Vrindavan, and he was banished. So that's what we have to do. In that pastime, the pastime reminds me, like when Krishna and his cowherd boyfriends and the cows and the calves, they were there in the Yamuna. They started drinking the water, and everyone just fell asleep, almost like they're almost dead, right? And Krishna just glances at them, and they wake up. So when Krishna glances at us, when we are in front of our deities, all of our unearthers are slowly taken care of. Just like how Krishna takes care of his cowherd boyfriends and the calves and the cows. He takes care of us. Gopinath takes care of us when we are in front of him. And we sincerely pray to him. Just like how they were sincerely friends of Krishna, sincerely, concerned about Krishna. And when Krishna dove into the Yamuna to try to fight with this demon wrapped Krishna, and for a certain time, Krishna was just idle. He was just sitting there. He was trying to, some acharyas say that he was trying to relish the Vipralamba Bhava of the residents of Vrindavan. Like all of the residents, they were looking at Krishna, and Krishna was not there basically. Krishna was under the water, and everyone was looking at that situation, and they were like really oh, what's going to happen to Krishna? They were almost about to die seeing Krishna in that position because they didn't realize, they wouldn't know that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And when Krishna comes out, he's dancing on top of the hood of Kalia. And that vision is just really ecstatic. Everyone's just enjoying that. And during that time, Baladev is not there. It was his birthday actually, I heard. And he was not there because I actually forgot why he was not there, but he's also Ananta says, right? So he would have said, oh, why are you dancing on that thing? Dance on me. But he was not there. So Krishna, like these pastimes, we have to like relish in these pastimes. And Prabhupada says, if we chant sincerely and like all the 9 different ways to do bhakti, if we do these in a proper mood under a spiritual master, then we will get the perfection of life, which is the love of Godhead, Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yeah, so I think that's it. If there's any questions, any comments. Yeah, it's true. We do have envy sometimes. We do identify it. First thing would be to identify it, that we have envy, and not act on it. And to get rid of envy would be to engage our mind in Krishna consciousness in such a way that we are chanting nicely, we are reading, we are hearing. That itself will cleanse the heart. Like we hear in the Sikshashtakam, right? Chetodarpana Marjana. The chanting, our heart is really dusty. What happens is sometimes if a room is really dusty and you start to clean it, it becomes even more dirty than before. Because all the dust was settled, right? Now you start cleaning, it's just so dirty now. Like the dust is everywhere. But you just keep cleaning. We just have to keep cleaning and cleaning. We don't know how dirty it is, our heart. We actually don't know. In times of distress, we actually find out how dirty our hearts are. So just to answer and wrap that up, we have to chant nicely and keep chanting. And also in the mornings, actually, chanting is better in the mornings. So yeah, we have to, like my Guru Maharaj, our Guru Maharaj says, that regulation is good. We are right now in a repair mode, basically, right? We are repairing ourselves. And once we repair ourselves, we'll get to a relishing place. And he also says that even in the early stages of Krishna consciousness, there are some sniffs, some tinges of Krishna prema here and there. So we can find a little bit of like feeling here and there, but it's not fully there. So the more we chant, the more we get there. I hope I answered. Any other questions or suggestions, corrections? Granthraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki